So, if you by any chance watched some of my prior videos, you probably know that I was getting a walking pad, with the idea more steps. Not that I was a lazy person before, but I wanted to do more. I was already hitting around 15,000 steps every single day and gym workouts and the good stuff. But I was like, with a walking pad, I could do even more and be more productive, work more, because then my morning walk I could do partially on the pad and walk away on my work, right? But the thing just broke. It was good that it broke. It made me reflect. It made me reflect on why did I get it in the first place? How can I deal with the situation right now? And it brought me back to something I'm using quite regularly to make sure that I'm kind of sticking to my slow, intentional, deliberate kind of a lifestyle that I'm trying to have. Of course, I'm not perfect. Slip ups like that, like wanting to do more, happens and it's totally normal, it's totally okay. But this system is something that brings me back to where I wanted to be. So it brings me back to the slow, intentional, deliberate kind of a lifestyle that I want, still ensuring that I'm walking into the right direction so that I'm walking towards my goals, my vision, the thing that I want to accomplish. I have three main methods that I'm mainly using to achieve that. And in this video, I actually want to share those three methods with you. So back to the walking pad. Why was I getting the thing in the first place? There were two reasons. First of all, I wanted to hit 20K steps every single day. I have a full-time job, so I have to work 8.5 hours every single day, plus at least half an hour for lunch break, makes 9 hours gone for work. And I was like, okay, in those 9 hours, I'm either sitting or standing, so having some kind of walk during the work would be actually quite beneficial, right? I could add extra steps there, but also on demanding days where I maybe need to finish something or something urgent is coming up, I can actually start working earlier and do my morning walk on the pad. Then I also have a couple of days a month where I'm a lot on the road in the train. On those days, of course, naturally, I don't get too much movement in. In the evening, I could just jump up on the pad and just walk at least a bit. This was the idea behind of it. As the thing is now broke, it made me really come back and be like, okay, why in the first place? Why the pad? Why wanting to do more? I mean, 15,000 steps plus workouts and the occasional run is already a lot and good enough. And then I was actually reflecting and be like, okay, kind of indirectly, this was also to achieve more tasks at work, to complete more things at work. Coming back to my system, to those 3 points, I was reflecting and be like, okay, I can do more things, but science also says there is a limit to focus. So of course I can do more things. I can context switch faster, try to multitask more, but is it really giving me any kind of a benefit? Is a crossed off thing of a to-do list actually worth it? And I was like, no, because most likely the things that I cross off a to-do list when I'm in a rush is not to the quality that I actually want the things to be. So I need to step down, step back a bit and really reflect okay, where do I want to go? What do I want to achieve? How do I get there in the slow and intentional manner I wanted to do it in the first place? Those slip-ups are totally normal. I mean, everybody has them. Nobody's perfect and not sticking to the perfect routine for all eternity. Because life changes, your routine changes, your requirements changes. Everything is changing all the time. With those three methods, I'm actually using them to check in, to make sure that I'm working at the pace that I can really for myself say I'm delivering the quality that I want in all areas. First thing is I call it the compass and gratitude. For me personally, setting goals is a cool thing, yes, but I'm not really doing it because yes, I can set my 90-day goal or whatever goal, but what if something changes? I experienced that a lot, that things change. I set a goal and suddenly a team dynamic at work changes and my goal is obsolete. What to do then? Should I set a new goal or how should I go about it? And it also doesn't feel good, right? So I'm rather working with a compass a vision and gratitude. Why? Basically, it's about knowing where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? I'm quite often using my journal to reflect on which kind of a life do I want to live? How do I see myself in 5 years, in 10 years? Like, how is my day to day? I don't be like, okay, what's my career? That's a part of it. But how is my life in general? How is a common day in 5 years, in 10 years? What's my wish for it to be, right? I'm then anchoring that also in gratitude, because I personally feel if I'm just going like, how would I dream about my life? I'm feeling like, okay, wow, I'm here right now and I want to be there. Here right now doesn't feel like right. It's actually not true, because if you then anchor it in gratitude and be like, oh, wow, I have an amazing life already. So what I want is just like maybe a switch up in this or this or this, right? Maybe a different direction, but I can be grateful for what I already achieved in life. I mean, if you have a good job, you can be grateful for having a good job. If you have an amazing wife, you can be really grateful for having like this amazing partner in your life. Many small things that just can make you happy every single day. I use the vision and the compass to really know like, okay, where should I put my efforts? But I'm anchoring that in gratitude. That's the first thing I'm doing regularly, to really reflect, where do I want to go? But what do I already have? What can I be grateful for? Also the small things, especially the small things in the daily life. So I don't dream grand vision or something, but really like, how should my day-to-day look? The next part is really about figuring out, what do you actually need? And I do this a couple of times during the day, actually, because as the day goes on, as requests are coming in, demands are coming, and as you're doing things, your body, your mind might require different things, right? And I just use little breaks here and there to check in with myself, to deliberately shut down the phone, go away from the computer, don't listen to music, remove all the inputs that could be possibly around me, and just sit in silence for a while to really listen. What does my body need right now? Does my body maybe need a bit more rest? Am I feeling restless and need to work out? I use this practice to really tune into the needs of mind and body, and then coming up with an idea on how to satisfy those needs. Especially with this practice, is if you're starting it, in the beginning, it will be a bit hard. Because also for me, when I started this practice a couple of years ago already, I was sitting and I was like, oh wow, I'm bored. Or this feels uncomfortable. Or I was like, I'm not even feeling a thing, right? And this is totally normal. I was also back then like quickly frustrated and be like, oh, wow, what is the point of the thing? I don't feel anything. So I can very well just go back to work or go back to the thing that I just did and just continue, right? I needed a bit of time to learn that it is totally fine to not feel the thing in the moment, to just train yourself to become aware of how you actually feel, how your body is doing, how your mind is doing, and then also come up with things to support that, right? So if you're, for example, feel overwhelmed, what is helping you in that moment? It's highly individual, in my opinion. So what I have in my journal, I have just a couple of pages where I'm writing down things that generally support me during various different kinds of states my body and mind can be in, right? For example, if I'm overwhelmed, a journaling session might help. If I'm restless, a run or a short workout might help if it's possible. It really depends on the situation, but that's the second method. Checking in with myself regularly, like where do I stand right now, today, what's on the menu, and how do I feel right now? If I have a super demanding task, but I'm feeling off, it doesn't really make sense to push through. If you're not feeling the mental capacity right now to do something very demanding, it doesn't really make sense, in my opinion, to push through the task by all means. Then it's better to take a step back and first take care of your mental state. And when you're refreshed and ready to go, to then tackle that task. Why I'm doing this? Because also there, the quality bar is where I want the quality bar to be. Because I don't want to just deliver something to cross it out of the to-do list. I want to deliver something to the quality standard I'm setting for myself. The third thing is, I call it the benefit filter. The question you might have now is like, okay, but what should you actually do? Like, what should you focus on? I mean, we all know it. Like, we get emails, we get requests, we get messages, we get so much input, so much things asked from us, so much things to be done. Then we need to do the chores, we need to go shopping, maybe we should work out, we should meditate, and so on and so forth, right? This is where I use the benefit filter. And it is a bit context dependent. The very, very rough concept is I'm asking myself, does the thing I want to do benefit my company, my team, or wife, or partner, or family, or does it at least benefit myself? This I use as a filter. If a thing is not benefiting any of these, then I don't do it. With benefiting, it's not only like a task ticked off, something done for someone else, but it can also be very well something for yourself. So for example, if I'm being like, okay, I'm feeling restless, what should I do? I should work out. Benefit filter, it's benefiting my team. Why? Because I'm refreshed after the workout. It's benefiting my family, my wife. Why? Because I'm mentally there. I'm dealt with the restlessness. It's also benefiting myself because I feel better and I'm taking good care of myself. Benefit filter applied to all three levels. Good thing to do. Go for it. Other example, getting a work email, being like, there's this thing. It's not working like I supposed. Take care of it. It's super urgent. Do it right now. And I'd be like, okay, does it benefit the company? Yes, probably it will benefit the company. Does it benefit the team? Wait, there is something else that is a higher priority right now. So for the team, I should do this, right? And also the company said like, this is a higher priority. Yes, this is a valid thing to work on, but maybe not right. Does it benefit myself? Probably it's going to be a nice mental challenge, but that's not the important thing. But it will benefit the company, it will benefit the team. So it is something I'm definitely going to take care of. And as you just saw, I'm mixing in the Eisenhower matrix here. I'm really trying to schedule it then. Is it like urgent and important? Is it just urgent and non-important? And so on and so forth. And with this Eisenhower matrix applied on top of the benefit filter, I know what to work on. I know which direction to walk. Also, when it comes to relaxation. So for example, if we are thinking, okay, you've done your work, you moved the needle significantly in the evening, if you'll be like, I want to play this game right now for 1 hour. Does it benefit the company, family, partner? No, probably not. But does it benefit me? Yes, I can shut down. I can relax. I can focus on the game. There is also the intentionality. I'm not like, I'm bored, I want to distract myself, but I want to play this game now. I want to do something. And that is the expression of a benefit. Not like, I'm bored, I want to distract myself. So if you can really express, I want to do, and it survives the benefit filter, it survives prioritization, then it's a thing you should do. At the end of the day, that's maybe unofficial number 4. I'm checking in with myself, asking myself, did I move the needle? And that is how I measure the success. If I am a tiny step closer to my overall vision, to my overall goals, where I want to go, it was a successful day. I don't measure by number of tasks completed. I don't measure by routine done flawlessly. I don't measure anymore by steps walked. I measure by, did I move the needle into the right direction? If yes, that was a successful day.